Welcome to the Behind the Girl Boss podcast, where every woman's journey takes center stage. Join us in this safe space as we explore the ins and outs of business, career, mental health, the music industry, and more. Whether you're a go-getter or a dream chaser, we've got stories for you. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for an exclusive backstage pass. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and entertained. Welcome to the ride. Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to the podcast. Hello, hi. I hope you are excited for this week's episode, and I'm just so happy that you guys are tuning in for the episodes. And I'm just I'm really happy with how the podcast is going, with the guests I'm getting and the conversations I'm having. I feel so good about it. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify video, you probably realize at the beginning there's no video. It's literally just me and a purple background. That is because my business has been doing so well, which I am extremely grateful, and I've never thought I would be in this position where I'm working for myself full time, making enough money to sustain my lifestyle. And this month of January, I've made the most money I've made ever as a self-employed person, and I'm just I feel so happy. I'm proud of myself, which is a long time coming type of thing. And it just feels nice because I don't know. I think I want to do more of a deep dive into this because in high school, for example, one of my teachers told me that I would never be good at media, and now I do this for my job full time, and people trust me with their work and their visions and everything. And I don't know. Let me know if you want to hear a deep dive into that. But anyways, I got overwhelmed and I forgot to record the intro and outro for this episode, and I'm recording it the night before this goes live. And it is 6 p.m. and I look not presentable for the camera because I also have soccer soon because I play soccer, and it's just not a vibe to be on camera, so we're not going to be on camera. But anyways, that's a long intro, but before we get into today's episode, I want to do a little mantra of the day, and today's mantra is I choose to be grateful for all that I have. And I think that says a lot, especially for everything going on in life right now and how I'm feeling. And there's people that are literally, not even people, children that are literally being bombed in their houses, in shelters, and it's just crazy to me and so sad and so upsetting. And sometimes I complain about the littlest shit ever, and I have to bring myself back and be okay, Amanda, you are okay. You should be grateful and feel privileged for all that you have. So I'm kind of sitting in that and realizing that I need to just be grateful for all that I have. So that is this week's mantra of the day or of the week or whatever. Today we have a fun guest on the podcast, and we have Irena. Irena is the founder and CEO of Bayou Laser Clinic. She's built up to 7 locations throughout New York City from the ground up by herself. Irena immigrated to the US on her own with not much and had a love for numbers and business and the beauty industry. And she decided to build out Bayou Laser Clinic, and now she has many, many, many locations in New York. And it was such a fun conversation. We spoke all about how she came up with the name BU, and it's a fun little meaning. We spoke about what it's like running a business. We spoke about the highs, the lows, and all the in-betweens. And it was such a great conversation. If you are someone who's into the beauty industry and thinking of opening up your own medical salon or your own clinic or whatever it may be, I think this episode will really resonate with you and really show you that you can do whatever you want, whether you come from whichever country or you immigrated or whatever it is. If you have a dream and you want to follow it, you can do it. You just got to believe in yourself. So I'm really excited for you guys to listen to this episode. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, what's up? And welcome back to the podcast. So today we have Irena with us. So hi, Irena.
Hi, Amanda. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on. Do you want to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do?
Yes, my name is Irena. I oversee 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago to be exact, I've opened up BU Laser Clinic in the US market, and since then it's been a nice roller coaster ride within the aesthetics industry. I myself is a mother of 3, a wife of 23 years, and now own a baby. My baby is BU Laser Clinic.
Oh, I love that. I'm excited to dive into all that with you. But before we do that, I like to do a little hot seat segment to kind of just break the ice and know little fun facts. So the first one is if you could pick up and move anywhere, where would it be?
Good question. I never thought of it because I'm happy, I think, where I am. It's such a cliche answer, but it is because I don't envision myself retiring. That's not my type of a
Hmm.
personality. So I can't see myself 24/7 on the beach and enjoying the view. So I would probably say I'm happy where I am at this moment and I wouldn't want to move anywhere.
I love that. The next one
Yeah.
is, do you have a life mantra or motto that you live by?
Yes, I would say is the only way to do great work is to love what you do. I always
Yeah.
talk, and this is by Steve Jobs. I would always talk about, and when I hire people, I hire them based on the first thing I would ask is, what's your passion? You have to really love what you're doing. It's day to day. Sometimes you spend nine to 10 hours a day. And once you love it, it no longer becomes like a must or I have to do it, you know? And
Yeah.
when you really put so much time and effort into something that you really enjoy doing, it just comes natural and you just you're successful.
Yeah. No, 100% I agree. And the last one is, who's a celebrity or creator or anyone that keeps you inspired and motivated?
Anyone who knows me well that I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk. He is very inspirational due to his hard work, hands-on involvement in his business. I also admire his vision for future and being able to lead his team to that vision. I think it's important to have, from a leader standpoint of view, to have someone who sees that vision and leads his team, because then the company and the results of the team is very successful.
Hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. So we all do know that you're into beauty and wellness and all those things, but what's something that someone, if they follow you on Instagram or wherever it may be, wouldn't know that you do? Something like fun that you
Something fun might be fun to me, but not to others. I
do.
love to do 5K runs in the morning.
Okay.
So
Do
yeah,
you
I
do it like
love
every
it. I think
morning?
I don't. I think probably like 3 to 4 times a
Okay.
week I'll do it. I think the 5K run also has a lot to do with my personality. If I do it in the mornings, it keeps me motivated. It's also it's like a Zen moment for me. When I'm running, I'm listening to my music. I think about my day. I think about the goals I have. It keeps me motivated. And if I
Yeah.
don't do the runs, I feel it. My body feels it.
Yeah, no, I feel that. So growing up, did you always envision yourself being a business owner, working in the beauty like field, or did you have a different path for yourself?
Growing up as an immigrant, my first goal was to focus on adapting to this beautiful country and its culture. That was my first goal. And then growing up in an immigrant family, hearing your parents always say, Irina, we moved to US for a better future. With that being said, I didn't have a clear vision of specific career path, but I've always had a strong work ethic and drive to success.
Hmm.
I've always knew that if I put my 110% into something, I will be successful.
Yeah.
So having parents that immigrated and having that drive, you're in a new country. This is a country full of opportunities. I've always had that strong work ethic and success.
Yeah. And talking about immigrating to the US, when did you like move? How old were you around?
I was 11 years old. It was in
Okay.
1992. Um, and then I moved again in 2000 to Canada. And then I came back to US 4 years ago. So US has something, you know, super powerful, I think. US is a land of opportunities. And I think coming back to US made me realize how much more I can achieve
Hmm.
in this country.
Yeah. What was the kind of transition for you from moving to the US?
Second time around or the first time around?
I would say the first time. I feel like that's a bigger difference, maybe.
I think the language barrier was the hardest.
Hmm.
So once I went to school, I had to survive and learn the language. I think that was the
Yeah.
toughest. But overall, as an immigrant, you tend to attract other immigrants. So I've always been in that circle where, oh my God, she's been through the same thing I did. So it was much um, easier to settle down.
Yeah.
And once you know the language, you sort of have the rest accomplished. It's the language
Yeah.
that was tough.
And for you, when did you start growing a love for the beauty world?
I think once I hit my 30s. Once I hit my 30s, I've always wanted to. It started with Botox, fillers, and then also, mind you, I loved working out. So I think a beauty world has a lot to do with gym as well, because
Hmm.
once you want to take care of yourself, you want to maintain a good, healthy lifestyle. Beauty world comes. It's like a partnership. It comes into its play. You're like, all right, you know what? I don't want to have wrinkles. I want to take care of myself. I want to have a perfect skin. I drink enough enough liquid to make sure that my skin is very moist. What else can I do? And that's how sort of I had an interest for the beauty
Hmm.
world.
And when did this interest kind of grow into like, okay, I kind of want to work for myself and open my own business? And how did that all work out?
Yeah, yeah, I always talk about the passion. I've always had the passion for numbers, leading a team, challenging myself.
Hmm.
So therefore, with that being said, before BU, I've worked in retail retail landscape, such as Calvin Klein, Aquascura. Pandora Jewelry was my last position as a director for North America that I worked for. Again, overseeing the analytics side of the business and working with a lot of franchise locations, franchise partners, leading a team, challenging myself. I've learned all of that. So what I did is I took my passion for numbers and leading a team and took my love and hobby within the beauty aesthetics and decided to combine those both. And that's how BU launched.
Hmm. And how did the process go from building a business from basically the ground up? What was like the step by step? How did you find your first location? How did you find your first employees?
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm a co-founder of BU. So I have partners as well, and those partners had more knowledge within the aesthetics world. So I feel like my experience was a little bit more easier
Hmm.
than someone who's tapping into the market without knowing anything. So, living in Toronto, coming into US, into New York all the time, looking for the right location. That was done. I think it took us at least a year and a half to find the right location. Having the analytics side of the analytics passion for it. So I've spent quite some time looking at all those postal codes, zip codes. Where would be the right location? Where's the demographic, and who is that demographic? Once we've done all of that, it was easier to find, um, the location, the first location. And once we found the first location, we built it ground up, and from there, I've started building a team. I always say my success comes from having the right planning
Hmm.
and people I hire that will, hop on the boat with me and really ride that boat to success.
Yeah. And how did you guys come up with the name BU?
BU, the name BU actually was um, came up was by my partner's wife. Her her name is Mila. She actually we were like debating what would be the right name, and we wanted something that can resonate with all. And she's very talented. She's also in the marketing business, and she actually came up with BU. And we thought for a second and realized BU can mean so much to people.
Hmm.
Being yourself, it has a lot to do with enhancing. It's not changing yourself, it's being yourself, but enhancing. BU is there to enhance your beauty,
Yeah.
feeling comfortable in your skin, being confident, all of that. And we just love the name so much that we went with.
Yeah. And currently, what services do you offer at the clinic? And do you mind giving us like a brief description of what each of them are?
Absolutely. We offer over 40 different services.
Okay.
Um, BU is a one-stop shop for all, with from going from body body contouring, um, from body to cosmetic injections, Botox fillers, hair restoration, vampire facial, into skin. So skin anywhere from microneedling, microdermabrasion, taking care of all of the skin issues that there is, and then laser hair removal. We've started, when we opened BU, we focused on 70% of services would be in within the laser hair, and we realized 3.5 years later, it's a nice mix of businesses, not just the laser hair services that we're amazing at. We have, skin represents 25% of the business, injections represent 25% of the business. So it's a nice mix of all services
Hmm.
that we're catering to the clients.
Yeah. And what would you say at the moment has been the most popular service that you've seen?
At the moment, my most popular service is it's Morpheus actually machine, my brand new machine. And within the Morpheus, the services we offer is women's sexual wellness, skin tightening services, and as well body tightening services. So again, the Morpheus machine alone targets a lot of different types of services that BU started offering.
Hmm. And when you guys first opened up your first location, how did you go about promoting the business and getting the first clients? Because I feel like at the beginning, that's always the hardest thing is starting out and getting your first clients. So how did that go for you?
I've always said that I think the reputation and the referral is the key here.
Hmm.
I've focused in the beginning on community, where, our first location was in Barclay, close to Barclay Center on Flatbush. We really targeted the community. We wanted to tap into that community, really understand what that community is about. And if you ask me who my demographic is there, it's a mix of a demographic. It's like New York. It's like a mixed salad bowl. All the mixed vegetables are there. So you
Yeah.
have you have a mix of crowd. And once we got to know that crowd, we started to focus exactly what type of services they need and how we can have that approach. And we started working on offers, different types of offers to target that demographic. And we've pretty much became successful. Remember also the services, the packages we offer, most of the packages are anywhere between 6 to 12 months uh, memberships, almost like a membership.
Hmm.
So we've not just consider our clients, they're like family to us.
Yeah. And you have over 7 locations at the moment. How did you expand that fast in sort of a small time frame?
Yeah, so we're going to be opening our sixth location in April. We're
Okay.
opening our fifth location next week in Queens of Astoria. I would say expansion comes from really focusing on the customer service, ensuring our clients are happy, focusing on what the needs of a customer is, and from a business standpoint of view and operations side, I would say profitability, making sure your each location is profitable, customers are happy, and you have an amazing team. I always say behind each successful business, there has to be a full team. That's the face and the voice of BU, and I'm pretty
Hmm.
blessed with that.
Yeah. And right now, all your locations are in New York. Do you ever think you would expand to a different state?
Amanda, great question. That's my 2024 goal.
Oh, wow.
We
Okay.
have a lot, yeah, we have a lot of requests for California,
Hmm.
Orlando, Texas, those three states that we've been sort of looking into. We're definitely looking to expand. The reason why I chose New York, a lot of people ask me, why New York? The reason why I chose New York, because I said, if I want to test and tap into the US market, because the sister company is in Canada. We have
Hmm.
a business in, but if I want to tap into the US market, what's the best state to tap into? New York, because New York is it's a metropolitan state. So let's test and see if the brand resonates well with New Yorkers. Once I realized that there is our brand has a certain niche that the customers gravitate to. We have something specific, something personal, and customization of the packages is very strong for us. Once I realized there's success with a couple of clinics, I realized I'm holding on to a formula that I can just now implement in every state and it will be successful.
Yeah, exciting. Um,
Yes.
so how do you make sure that your spa stands out compared to the other ones that also exist?
Yeah, I would say three things that make us stand out. First, we work with insurance companies
Hmm.
on targeting a certain demographic that really has full body, certain injections covered by New York State insurances. We also work with customization. We don't just offer a package because that's what we have online. We really work on what the customer needs are. Not everyone's skin is the same across the board, so not everyone needs 5 sessions of microneedling. Not
Hmm.
everyone needs 6 sessions of peels. Maybe a certain client that comes in, she only needs 3 peels, but we will mix and match and say, you know what, 3 peels with another skin service that you need, and you will see the results you want. It's basically based on what the needs of a customer is to ensure that we achieve the results that they'll be happy with.
Hmm.
So that's a customization. And the last thing I would say is we don't narrow down or target a certain clientele. We're there for everyone. You know, we have a huge trans community. We have a huge, I would say, Sarah Jessica Parker mommies that are coming in with us, that client. We have a huge 45% of our business is male. And when I opened, I didn't expect so much of male. I thought it
Yeah.
will be all female dominant. But people are all about taking care of themselves. And another thing I would say at BU, it's the name on its own. They all come in and they're like, listen, we don't want, especially with fillers, with certain types of services that we offer, they don't want to change themselves. They want to continue to be and look and feel like their own. So we would boost that confidence into them and really just enhance their beauty.
Hmm. Yeah, love that. Um, so you mentioned before that you are a mom, you are married. So how do you make sure that you kind of balance your time between your family, your business, having a social life, and also taking time for yourself to just relax and not do anything? How do you balance everything?
You know what? Because I have such a passion for what I do, it comes naturally and easy to me, I think. I feel like my youngest one is 11 years old, my oldest one is 21. So I think setting up, I have 2 girls, setting an example out of myself is huge for them. You know, they look up to that. Like I said, I love BU, so I'm here day and night, but somehow I managed to ensure to turn off that switch and
Hmm.
become now a mother and a wife. And anyone who knows me knows that I love me time.
Yeah.
So that's the only way. You gotta sort of turn off that battery, recharge, and go back at it.
Hmm.
Um, it's the passion. I can't explain it, but somehow I managed to balance it out. I also implemented a culture at BU. The culture is work-life balance. I strongly believe in that. I myself is doing that, in my personal life. I believe in you have to work, 9 to 5, whatever the case is, and then you go home, you switch off that, and you really focus on your own personal life, on your hobbies, because when you come back to us on Monday morning after the weekend, you're fresh, you're ready to go, and you're motivated, and that's important to me.
Hmm. Oh, I love that. So being a business owner for a few years now, what would you say has been the biggest lesson that you've learned?
The biggest lesson is you can't do it all alone. You
Yeah.
have to rely on a great team. You have to show appreciation. You have to build like Elon Musk does. He builds he he has a vision and he guides his team to that vision. And once that picture, once as a CEO, you look at that big picture, you know where BU is going to be, where BU is going to land. You sort of guide the team to that vision and expect for the team to know there's going to be challenges. There's an uphill battle, but we'll get there together as a team.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. And if someone is listening to this right now and they're also interested in opening up their own beauty space, what advice would you give to them?
The advice I would give is make sure that you have a strong business plan, financial plan, marketing plan, and as well ask yourself, what will you do different, or how will your business differentiate from others?
Hmm.
And another note I would say is to stay on trend, to stay on top. I think it's important within the aesthetics business to be always on trend, on top of what's happening, because that the first thing the client says is, "Oh, but this one has that. Why don't we?" You know what I mean? It's important to stay on trend and be
Yeah.
true to your brand identity.
Yeah, 100%. So the last part of our podcast, I asked people on Instagram to ask you questions, and I picked two of my favorite ones. So the first one is, what's your favorite part about being in New York City?
Meeting a lot of different people. I would say I myself as an immigrant, so it's nice to see that I'm not alone here.
Hmm.
It's a lot of different people. You learn a lot. You learn so much from New York. Like I said, New York to me is like a huge salad with different mix of vegetables.
Yeah.
So really, and if you can survive, if you can succeed anywhere, New York is the place.
Yeah, no, I agree. I live in Canada, but I visit New York like
Oh, you do?
yeah, I live in Montreal. So close to
Oh,
where Toronto.
nice.
Yeah. But I
Yes.
like go to New York at least 3 times a year. And always tell people that the energy there and the vibe is just so different. And I never know how to like explain it or put into words. But I feel like you said, there's so many people you can meet. I feel like it's such a diverse place. So I love the energy there.
Energy, it keeps you motivated. I think waking up in
Hmm.
the morning, even with traffic, everyone's complaining about it, but I love it. It keeps me motivated to get going and to move forward. This is the place.
Yeah, 100%. And the last question is, what's your personal favorite self-care routine?
I would say self-care routine. Um, hmm, there's so much of me time. I really spend on myself a lot. I like, the working out there. But I would go back to skin. That's what BU is known for. Taking care of your skin. I love to when I wake up in the morning or when I go to sleep, really hydrating, using the creams and taking care of your skin. I would
Hmm.
say that would be the most, even when you're stressed, you feel it on your skin, you feel the dryness,
Yeah.
you feel so it's really, yeah, and it's really also remember we are the brand we represent. So our face, everything we do about ourselves. And when we meet clients, that's the first thing they're like, oh my God, I want her skin. I want to take care, do what she does. So it's important to really really take care of your skin and take care of yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's all I had for you today. So thank you so much again. Before you leave, do you want to shout out the business socials where people can find you, where they can book appointments?
Yes, our 1-800 number is 1-800-355-3308. Visit us at www.bulaserclinic.com. We're all over social media at BU Laser Clinics. Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to go follow BU Laser Clinic on all their socials. Go show them some love, go show some support. If you're in New York by any chance and you want to visit one of the clinics, go do so and maybe let them know that you heard about it from this podcast. That would be really cool. If you want to follow me, please don't be shy. You can follow me either at Behind the Girl Boss or at It's Amanda Wan. You can check out my YouTube channel, It's Amanda Wan. I'm posting the pod video on there, and I also post weekly vlogs and videos. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Don't forget to review this podcast wherever you're listening to it on. Follow, subscribe, all the fun things, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.